The more we learn about a case of severe corrosion discovered at a nuclear plant in Ohio last March, the more frightening the incident appears. The corrosion, which was nearly all eating through the thick lid of a reactor, left the vessel dangerously vulnerable to rupturing. Even more alarming were the slipshod industrial practices and tax regulatory oversight that allowed it to happen. If those practices are not changed, the same pressure to keep reactors operating while ignoring warning signs may threaten the safety of nuclear plants all around the country. The corrosion was found almost by accident at the Davis-Besse nuclear plant in Oak Harbor, about 25 miles east of Toledo. For several years, operators had missed the significance of warning signs that boric acid was leaking and accumulating in potentially dangerous amounts. During inspections last February, a workman stumbled onto hidden corrosion that shocked everybody. Boric acid had eaten through 6 inches of carbon steel, leaving only a stainless steel liner about a 1/4 inch thick to hold in high-pressure cooling water. When investigators looked into the matter afterward, they found disturbing evidence that both the First Energy Nuclear Operating Company, which runs Davis-Besse, and the Nuclear Regulatory Commission had put production interests ahead of safety. The industry's own oversight group, the Institute of Nuclear Power Operations, concluded in November that the power company had shifted focus from implementing high standards to justifying minimum standards. It accused the company of excessive focus on production goals and lack of sensitivity to nuclear safety. Unfortunately, the regulatory agency that was supposed to ride herd on unsafe plants was equally negligent. A report just released by the NRC's Inspector General concludes that the regulatory staff was slow to order Davis-Besse to shut down for inspection, in large part because it did not want to impose unnecessary costs on the owner and did not want to give the industry a black eye. Although the NRC insists that safety remains its top priority, its timidity in this case cries out for a searching congressional inquiry into whether the regulators can still be counted on to protect the public from cavalier reactor operations. It is all but official. In August 2004, the Republican Party will bring its national convention to New York City for the first time. That's welcome news for a city hungry for the dollars that 50,000 delegates, members of the media, and spectators are likely to spend, and for the showcasing that could help lure the 2012 Olympics. The decision was a victory for Mayor Michael Bloomberg, a GOP convert who had worked hard to win the national conventions of both major parties. An earlier rejection by the Democratic Party's convention planners notwithstanding, the mayor said the Republicans' choice of New York over Tampa and New Orleans showed that if you want to promote your ideas and vision for the country, there's no place better in the world to do it than in New York City. That may be especially true for the GOP and President Bush, whose choice of New York might have been foretold 3 days after the attack on the World Trade Center, when Mr. Bush visited the devastated neighborhood, jumped on a fire truck and grabbed a bullhorn and the attention of Americans with a forcefulness that had largely eluded him until then. Mr. Bush's return to New York will testify to the city's resilience. The city, in turn, will provide Mr. Bush with an ideal setting in which to reaffirm America's resolve and, not incidentally, a powerful venue from which to launch his re-election campaign. The Democrats, in choosing Boston, ignored the history of their party's winning streak with presidential candidates selected in New York City. The Republicans obviously hope that if they can make it here, they'll make it everywhere. How's it?